The family of a Houston truck driver joining demonstrators in Denver demanding change after that driver was sentenced to 110 years in prison. People on the steps of the Capitol in Colorado demanding the governor of that state step in. Rogel Aguilera-Mederos was handed down that massive sentence for a fiery pileup in Denver, which killed 4 people and, of course, injured several others.
His brakes failed, but he also drove past 4 runaway truck ramps that would have detoured his rig, avoiding the accident. 4 million people are petitioning for leniency in a story that has gained nationwide attention. Our David Gonzalez spoke with our legal expert about this case.
It's hard.
It's been more than a week since Rogel Aguilera-Mederos was sentenced to 110 years in prison for his role in a deadly accident in Colorado in April 2019. Aguilera-Mederos took responsibility for the crash, but said it was not intentional.
I asked to God too many times, why then? And not me.
I think this case is an anomaly.
KHOU legal analyst Carmen Rose says this case deserves attention because we're seeing the unintended consequences of mandatory minimum sentences.
In Colorado, under the law, this is considered a violent offense. And so, unlike a lot of states, we don't run the sentences concurrently or at the same time. They're stacked one on top of the other.
Rose says that's how Aguilera-Mederos ended up with such a harsh sentence. A Change.org petition asking he received a reduced sentence or clemency has collected more than 4.6 million signatures. Big-name celebrities like Kim Kardashian are also calling for action, saying the Colorado law is unfair and needs to be changed.
And that's the problem with mandatory minimums. And this case shines a light on those issues.
Governor Jared Polis says his legal team is reviewing an application for clemency from Aguilera-Mederos' attorney. Roe wants to remind people there are victims and their families are still grieving. She says they should have a chance to let the court know what they think is an appropriate sentence.
He was taken away from me in an instant.
What is justice for any one person is very individual. But in this particular case, it has to consider the victims.
A motion to reconsider Aguilera-Mederos' sentence is scheduled for next week. In Houston, David Gonzalez, KHOU 11 News.